So I'm a little surprised I actually get to make this video because DevSisters just buffed Ice Mint Cookie and it's quite huge. It does make sense because it did seem like Ice Mint Cookie was underperforming where he shouldn't have been, so it's cool to see that DevSisters does care. Anyways, let's get right into it. So the first adjustment is to his basic attacks. His Rider form basic attack damage got increased across the board. This buff is definitely more noticeable on the third and fourth hit because they got massive multiplier increases. This is incredibly good because Rider form was really weak compared to runner form before, and it doesn't seem like that is the case anymore, but obviously we'll have to do some testing in order to figure out if rider form is worth using now. And runner form also got changed. The second basic attack doesn't hit 3 times, it now hits 4 times. Now the damage is actually the same, but I think this change was made in order to push Wanderer as the best set as opposed to TBD. At least that's the only explanation that I can think of. Now this next change is a little bit more confusing. Now before the changes, Ice Mint Cookie could only get a seamless switch between one form to another if he used his charge up attack at the end of his attack chain. But now you can use it anywhere in the attack chain and he will get that seamless transition. But of course, if you are still just standing there doing nothing, you will still have to wait a tiny bit before you swap forms. With this change, we have another change. Whenever you swap forms in your attack chain, you will do an extra attack, and this damage of the extra attack will increase depending on what time you use it in the attack combo. So if I swap forms with the first attack, it will do less damage than if I swap forms on the third attack. This is incredibly important to note, especially from rider to runner, because from rider to runner, you will get less hits if you don't do it at the final attack, because the multi-hit attack is very, very important. I think this is overall an interesting change. I think this is more of a quality of life change than anything, because I don't really know how much this will help him, but nonetheless, it does make him easier to play because there's less room for error, and it does make him much easier to switch forms in, which again means it's much easier to keep the uptime of his passive. Speaking of his passive, it's also more bright and visible, so you know when you have what buffs up. Now, the final change is very insignificant. Your rider to runner form special skill, or your special skill on your rider form, now does 2 hits instead of 1, and you get a total of 1% more damage because of this. Again, the changes like this make me think this is why they're trying to push Wanderer a little more, but it could also just make it so that way he can have easier upkeep on his artifact. Either way, let me know what you think of these changes. This is a buff to Ice Mint Cookie no matter what way you slice it. I like the changes. I played him this morning without knowing the buffs were shipped, and I was like, hey, he feels a little more powerful than he normally does. And well, no duh, it's because he was more powerful than he normally was. But the other news I have is we actually have official gameplay of the new costumes that are coming really soon. First off, we have Sugar Globe, who we can see here has new dash effects. And then here we have her new special skill effects. And then we have her new basic attack effects. Here's her new ultimate effects. And the final thing they show off is her new charge attack. For Rockstar, here's his new basic attack. Then here's his new dash. Here's his special skill with his passive. And finally, here's his ultimate with his passive. Overall, I think these skins look alright. They definitely aren't my favorite ones that they've released, but they don't look bad by any means. And I actually like Rockstar's effects, especially his special skill and his ultimate. Anywho, let me know what you guys think about the Ice Mint buffs, and let me know what you think about the new costumes. Anywho, next time you'll see me is a guide for a very special soda cookie, so I'll see you all then.